Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something crucial for keeping projects running smoothly. Risk control.
It's vital.
Yeah, for anyone managing projects or even just lots of tasks, knowing how to, monitor for issues and handle them when they pop up is key.
Absolutely essential.
And our insights for this deep dive come from the book Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon.
A great resource.
We're focusing specifically on that monitoring and controlling part of project risk management. It's where you execute your plans, but also keep an eye out for, well, new problems.
Exactly. It's all about active management,
Hmm.
staying alert. And it's interesting, the tools you use here, they're pretty specific to this phase.
Oh, right. Not the same ones you used earlier for, say, like just identifying risks.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
These are more about managing the risks as the project unfolds.
Okay, got it. So let's talk tools. One you hear about is workarounds. Sounds a bit makeshift.
Well, in a way it is. Workarounds are basically unplanned solutions. They're what you do when a totally new risk, something you never even thought of, just appears.
So completely unforeseen, reactive.
Totally reactive. You didn't plan for it, it happens, and you need to figure out a solution on the spot,
Yay.
like putting out a surprise fire.
Right. Damage control for the unknown unknowns. Makes sense. What about trend analysis? That sounds more proactive.
It is. Trend analysis is about tracking risks over time. Are they getting bigger,
Yeah.
smaller, more likely, less impactful?
So you're looking for patterns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By seeing if a risk is trending up or down, you can step in before it becomes a massive problem. Maybe a supplier's performance is slowly dipping. That's a trend.
Catching it early. I like that. Okay, then there's variance analysis. How does that work?
Variance analysis is straightforward, really.
Hmm.
You compare what you plan to happen with what's actually happening.
Plan versus actual.
Right. And if there's a big difference of variance, it often signals that a risk is hitting harder than expected. Or maybe a new risk has crept in.
So it highlights deviations caused by risks, like a health check for the project plan.
Kind of, yeah. It flags where reality is drifting from the plan,
Hmm.
often because of risks.
Useful. And what about the analysis of the contingency reserve? Checking the piggy bank.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You've set aside money or time for risks, right? Your contingency.
Hmm.
As risks occur and you use up some of that reserve, you need to constantly check. Is what's left still enough? Enough to handle other potential problems down the road.
Ensuring the safety net is still strong enough. You
Yeah.
don't want to run out.
You really don't. You need to know if your buffer is adequate for the remaining project risks.
Gotcha. And the last one on the list, modification requests.
Right. These often come about because of the other monitoring activities.
So they're a result.
Often, yes. You do your trend analysis, your variance analysis, check your reserves,
Hmm.
and you realize, uh-oh, we need to change something.
Like the plan itself. Or maybe the budget.
Could be the plan, the scope, the schedule, resources, budget.
Yeah. If your monitoring shows a significant issue, you might need to formally request a change to get things back on track. It's about adapting.
So these 5 then, workarounds for the surprises, trend analysis for patterns, variance analysis for deviations, checking the contingency reserve, and potentially modification requests. Those are the key tools for this phase.
Those are the main ones highlighted for active monitoring and control, yes. It keeps the focus practical on what you do during the project execution.
And things like expected monetary value or SWOT, they're used earlier.
Generally, yes. EMV, decision trees, Delphi, SWOT, those are typically more for the identification and planning stages. Here, it's about real-time response and adjustment.
Makes sense. It's about actively steering the ship once it's sailing.
Couldn't have said it better. These methods are crucial for keeping things controlled and responsive.
Well, these techniques definitely seem vital for navigating the bumps in the road on any project. Using them actively helps maintain control and stay aligned with goals. Absolutely. They give you the mechanisms to react and adapt effectively.
For anyone wanting to dive deeper into these specific risk control tools and project management overall, we really do recommend checking out the book Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon.
It lays things out very clearly.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought for our listeners. How could using just one of these methods, maybe starting with trend or variance analysis, make a real difference to the projects you're working on right now?